Hey guys, it's Bromus here and welcome to my first ever YouTube video. Today I'll be going over GLUU as a possible play for this week. Before I get into that, I want to explain that my goal is to post different plays that I see value in, but since this is the first video, I thought I would just start with one ticker. Each video will include why I see value in it, my entries, exit, and price target. Let's get started. We can see that it broke out the rising wedge at the beginning of February, then had a nice pullback to the 20 SMA line and the previous resistance of the rising wedge, which is now support. Then it broke out the bull flag with a 12% increase. We can see consolidation while the volume was diverging before breaking out the second bull flag with above average volume. We can also see that the 50 SMA line crossed over the 200 SMA line, making the golden cross, which is a strong bullish indicator in my opinion. The RSI and MCAD are both curling nicely. Looks like it has support at around 750 with some resistance at 825. You would be risking around 4% if you bought in at around 785 and was just playing the daily. However, I don't just solely rely on the daily and like to refer to other higher time frames because they help paint the overall momentum of a stock. Now let's take a look at the weekly to see the bigger picture. On the weekly, we can see that it broke out the ascending triangle about a few weeks ago and managed to stay above the 50 SMA line. Like the daily, the RSI and the MCAD are also curling upwards. It also appears that the 20 SMA line is curling and getting ready to go above the 50 SMA line soon. On the weekly support, we can see that it's $7. Note how not only it's the previous resistance of the ascending triangle, but it's also where the 50 SMA lies. To top things off, $7 is a psychological number, meaning that a lot of people will be watching that area, which is why I would rather use the support on the weekly than the daily. However, the support on the daily shows that we could add around there if the ticker starts to drop. So it would be like a dip buy. The resistance on the weekly is the same as on the daily. If that resistance breaks, then some levels of price targets to consider are $9.50, $10.50, and $11.50. If you have your stop loss at $7, then you would be risking around 10% for a chance at either 21, 33, or 40% gain. Now let's take a look at the monthly chart to see if the overall picture is actually bullish. On the monthly, it had a cup and handle shape form, but broke out of it and currently holding several support levels nicely, although this candlestick is not final until the end of the month. Regardless, it looks really nice at the moment with the MCAD and the RSI curling upwards again. The monthly suggests that if we break $12, then there's no limit to how high this could go. Of course, that would most likely take a really long time, so I wouldn't get too excited about that happening unless you're willing to play the long game. To sum things up, I really like GLUU because each time frame shows that it is an upward direction. A stock's overall movement is no different from a river flow. You don't try to fight it, just go with the flow. Like in physics, an object in motion stays in motion unless acted upon by an outside force. The same concept applies here. Because the direction it's moving in is upward, I feel pretty confident in this play and that's not going to change anytime soon. That is why I will be looking for an entry this week with $7 as my stop loss and will be trying to aim for at least $9.50, $10.50, and $11.50. I hope you guys enjoyed my first video. If you guys have any questions or suggestions, then feel free to comment below along with hitting that like button and subscribing to my videos. I'm hoping to do more of these videos on Sundays, weekly. Have a great day.